Hi, my name is Dave McVitie. I have a blog called davidmcvitie.com. I've also got, we have a website as a ministry called doingfamilyright.com, and I'd like to invite you to those things to check them out, see what we have to offer. We have all sorts of resources for family and marriage, and a lot actually, in particular, for porn and sex recovery, for men and for couples, as they sort through some of the issues that are prominent in our culture today. One of the things that kept coming up in our support groups that we run, and some with the clients that I've got as well, was this idea that we want to stay busy. A lot of guys just say, I want to stay busy. I want to go to work. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to process my temptation or my triggers or what's causing me to fall back into this stuff. What they want to do is just stay so busy that their temptation can't catch up to them. Here's the problem. And here's how the image that came to me that I used to describe this was, it's kind of like if you're driving along on the street and there's temptations coming your way and you just keep driving. If you keep driving, in theory, those temptations stay in the ditch, stay on the side of the road, or maybe you even brush past them as those temptations are right in front of you on the road. Maybe even try and run some over. Well, kind of an image that came to mind for me was this idea that those temptations are like zombies. So they're slow moving. If you move fast, it doesn't take much to move past them. However, they build up, right? One after the other, they kind of come at you. The problem is, if you can drive fast and you can keep striving to ignore it, but eventually you run out of gas. You got to slow down. You have to stop. Your job stops. There's a lag in your work. At home, there's some downtime, some space, and so you run out of gas. Your car slows down and stops, and you're afraid of letting it stop. Interestingly, those moments where you stop are supposed to be times where you process, where you connect with God spiritually, where you become creative. You need those times to stop and slow down. But what you've done by ignoring your temptations, by driving past them and trying to stay busy, is that you've allowed them to build up. If you've ever watched any zombie movies or whatever, you know that when you stop, the big throng of zombies catches up to you. Each one of those temptations, thoughts, emotions, triggers, feelings, they've built up. And so when you stop, they surround your car and you can't get out. You've got no gas. You've got no way out. You get swallowed up by your own temptation. So what you've got to do, and this relates to the Bible, is you've got to take each of those thoughts, memories, triggers, emotions, whatever they might be that send you towards your different temptation, is take it captive, look it in the face, acknowledge what it is, and in theory, shoot it in the face. You got to get rid of it. You got to call it out. You got to recognize it. Know what it is, or it'll all crowd around you. It'll be a throng of zombies, a flock, whatever you want to call it. They'll attack you and they'll drag you down in moments where you slow down to stop, which are beautiful moments if those temptations have all been taken care of one at a time. Maybe even the moments where you stop, there's one zombie knocking on the window. You climb out the other door and you get out and you handle it and you take care of it because it's one at a time. We cannot keep busy enough to avoid our temptation. It will not work, not long term. You're not dealing with the healing. You're not dealing with your thoughts, the triggers, everything that is building up to make temptation too hard to handle. So it's your opportunity to recognize those things one at a time. So you take captive every thought, but not just thought. You take captive your emotions, like I said, your triggers, what's happening, your past and your baggage that's driving you to seek solace and to self-medicate, whatever it might be. You have opportunity now to take one at a time. Slow down. If you're cruising, and you stop when you see one of those points of temptation, shoot it in the head, get rid of it, you've got hope. And you've got an opportunity to find rest. Rest for your heart, mind, and soul. I'm excited for you, praying for you, hoping that's a reality for you, and I hope this illustration can give you a picture of why it's not okay just to stay busy. It won't work, and it won't last.